Imagine you are watching a perfectly normal video when suddenly something unbelievably happens right in front of the camera. A massive shark appears among swimmers without anyone noticing. An armed suspect panics when he spots a drone hovering overhead. An alligator attacks a man in a lake. A volcano swallows a drone alive while the camera keeps rolling until the very last second. It sounds like a movie scene, but all of this actually happened, and it was only visible thanks to drones that were in the right place at exactly the right time. And that is precisely what you are about to see here today. So go ahead and leave your like, hit that subscribe button down below, and let's go. Stunning footage captured by a drone has caught the moment a supposed UFO crosses the sky at incredibly high speed, generating massive buzz across social media. According to the report released alongside the video, the object was allegedly traveling at about 10 times the speed of sound, something that immediately sparked heated debates among ufology enthusiasts, aerial imaging experts, and everyday internet users. The clip went viral because the object appears for only a few brief seconds, zipping through the frame while the drone was busy recording the surrounding landscape. The apparent velocity is so extreme that many people quickly became convinced it was some kind of unknown technology, or even something of extraterrestrial origin. The original video was posted on YouTube by the drone operator themselves, who stated they didn't notice anything unusual while filming the scenery. They claimed the object was later spotted only during a careful frame-by-frame inspection of the footage. Despite the massive impact these images have caused, experts emphasize that calculating the object's real speed solely from watching the clip is extremely difficult. Without precise data on distance, altitude, depth of field, and the object's actual size, pretty much any speed estimate can end up being way too exaggerated. Another theory that keeps popping up is that the object could be something quite ordinary, like a bird, an insect, a smaller drone, or even some debris drifting right in front of the camera lens. Since drones use wide-angle lenses and sensors with varying levels of image compression, objects very close to the camera can appear distant and enormous, creating the optical illusion of an absurd velocity. In March of 2021, a photographer specializing in aerial drone footage captured an absolutely stunning scene that quickly went viral across social media platforms. The photographer Paul Debble, widely known for producing incredible images of marine life off the coast of Florida, managed to capture a true feeding frenzy of black-tipped sharks just off the shore of Singer Island in Palm Beach County. The footage shows dozens, and at certain moments, even hundreds of sharks swimming extremely close to the beach in crystal clear waters, forming enormous schools that could be perfectly seen from above. The video drew widespread attention, mainly because some of the sharks could be seen leaping out of the water and making sudden erratic movements while hunting for fish near the surface. Paul Debble stated that he was genuinely amazed to have successfully captured the acrobatic displays of these animals using his drone, describing the whole experience as a rare natural spectacle. The footage was quickly shared by news pages, television programs, and wildlife-focused social media profiles, accumulating millions of views within just a few days. Despite scaring plenty of people across social networks, experts explain that this phenomenon is actually relatively common in that specific region of Florida during certain times of the year. Black-tipped sharks undertake one of the largest coastal migrations in the entire United States, moving toward the warmer waters of southern Florida between January and March. During this period, thousands of these sharks gather close to the shoreline in search of food and ideal water temperature conditions. The images also impressed viewers because they revealed something that many beachgoers normally fail to notice. Large groups of sharks frequently swim relatively close to the beaches without ever being detected. Thanks to the aerial perspective provided by the drone, it was possible to clearly observe the massive number of animals circling through the shallow water. Still, experts emphasize that black-tipped sharks generally do not pose a significant threat to humans. However, caution is always advised. A completely unexpected moment ended up turning a simple drone flight into a hilarious and desperate scene inside a water park. The equipment was flying over a huge boat-shaped deck located right in the middle of a pool, while dozens of visitors were dancing, soaking up the party atmosphere, and casually making the most of their day off. Everything seemed perfectly calm, until all of a sudden the drone started losing lift in the air and began descending rapidly toward the water, catching everyone nearby completely off guard. The footage shows the exact moment when the operator realizes something is definitely wrong with his device. Within seconds, the man falls into sheer panic as he notices the drone could drop straight into the pool. Without a second thought, he dives into the water in a desperate attempt to save the machine before it sinks or suffers any permanent damage. His reaction immediately grabbed the attention of everyone present since the whole scene unfolded right at the center of the completely packed vessel. Thankfully, despite the big scare, the man managed to reach the equipment in time and stop it from becoming fully submerged, saving the drone from possible irreversible damage caused by the water and from an enormous financial loss, since these devices are anything but cheap. Back in October of 2021, a curious video captured by a drone ended up grabbing a lot of attention across social media. It accidentally recorded an armed man walking through a conflict zone along the border between Baringo and Laikipia counties in Kenya. The footage shows the suspect moving along a trail in a remote, isolated area while carrying a firearm. Everything seemed completely normal until the moment he notices the drone flying overhead. As soon as he spots the device in the air, the man shows immediate panic, looks up several times, and starts running frantically to try to hide himself in the thick vegetation. The suspect's behavior went viral precisely because of the way he reacts to the drone. Many people believe the man imagined that the equipment could be linked to security forces or even carrying some kind of explosive or weaponry. In regions marked by armed conflicts and operations against criminal groups, drones are frequently used for surveillance, monitoring, and aerial reconnaissance, which likely explains the individual's shock upon realizing he was being filmed from above. The area between Baringo and Laikipia had been experiencing several violent episodes during that period, involving armed groups, cattle rustling, and clashes between local communities and police forces. The Kenyan government had even reinforced security operations in the region precisely due to the rise in crime and the presence of armed men in rural areas. Because of this, many interpreted the man's reaction as a reflection of his fear of being located by authorities or even being injured by the equipment, as has been seen on other occasions. A curious and at the same time incredibly adorable video has recently gone viral on social media after capturing the reaction of children from a very humble village seeing a drone for the very first time in their lives. The footage was recorded by an operator who was flying over the area to film the region from above, showing the simple houses, the dirt roads, and the daily routine of the community. However, what really caught people's attention was the way the children reacted when they noticed the device flying above them. Every single time the drone approached, the children showed a massive fright and immediately started running away from the device as fast as they possibly could. Some of them looked up at the sky in complete shock before fleeing, while others tried to hide behind nearby structures. At several moments in the video, you can clearly see that they seem to believe the drone was some kind of strange creature, a flying monster, or even something extremely dangerous. The spontaneous reaction ended up making the footage both funny and widely discussed across the internet. Many people who watched the video pointed out that the scene also reveals a rather sad reality about inequality and the lack of access to technology in more remote and humble regions of the world. For a good portion of those children, that was probably the very first contact they ever had with a drone, unlike in large urban centers, where this type of equipment has already become relatively common. In isolated communities, technology can still seem like something completely unknown and incredibly frightening. The video also drew attention for showing how drones have been used to document cultures, communities, and landscapes in remote locations all around the world. Equipment that was once accessible only to professional productions nowadays allows independent content creators to show truly stunning aerial footage of little-known regions. Back in 2018, an incredibly controversial video started circulating around the internet, showing a drone flying dangerously close to a commercial aircraft during its landing approach at Las Vegas Airport in the United States. The footage, captured by the drone's own camera, shows the device flying over the area while a passenger plane from Frontier Airlines rapidly approaches just below it. At one point, the drone gets extremely close to the aircraft, recording a scene that shocked pilots, aviation experts, and even members of the drone community. The case gained massive attention because the drone flight supposedly took place in a highly restricted and dangerous area. According to aviation specialists, the drone operator apparently violated several federal rules by taking off in that location, including altitude limits, minimum distance from airports, and proximity to manned aircraft. If a collision had occurred, the impact could have caused serious damage to the aircraft, especially if the drone had been sucked into one of the engines. Experts warn that even relatively small drones can cause severe accidents depending on the speed and point of impact with the aircraft. Shortly after the video was released, the Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, confirmed that it had opened an investigation to try and identify the person responsible for the illegal flight. An agency spokesperson stated that the organization had become aware of the case and was treating the incident with the utmost seriousness. According to U.S. federal regulations, operating drones recklessly near airports can result in extremely high fines and even prison sentences. The case also sparked outrage within the drone pilot community itself. Many experienced operators publicly condemned the behavior of the person responsible for the video, stating that actions like this harm all recreational and professional drone users. In November of 2017, some impressive footage captured by a drone ended up going viral on the internet after showing an enormous tiger shark swimming dangerously close to beachgoers in Miami Beach, Florida. The video was recorded by photographer Kenny Melendez, who was using the drone to take aerial shots of the beach when he noticed a large shadow moving in the water near the shore. As he brought the camera of the device closer, he realized that it was a massive shark circling among people who were swimming calmly in the sea with absolutely no idea of the danger lurking so near. The images show the animal passing just a few meters away from the bathers while some were swimming, others were walking in the shallow water, and many totally failed to notice the presence of the predator. According to Melendez, the shark appeared to measure between around 2 and 3 meters in length. He explained that he identified the creature as a tiger shark because of the visible stripes on its body when he brought the drone closer to the water. The photographer stated that he was shocked to realize just how close the shark was to the people and decided to follow the animal with the drone for about 10 minutes as it swam near the beach. What really scared those who watched the video was precisely the fact that the bathers seemed completely oblivious to the situation. At one point, the shark even passes extremely close to a man who was standing still in the water, but he apparently notices nothing at all. Despite the astonishing proximity, the shark showed total disinterest in the humans and ended up swimming away without causing any incident whatsoever. The footage quickly went viral and was eventually shown on various local and national newscasts across the United States. In August of 2025, a video released by the Shreveport Police Department in the state of Louisiana went viral across social media after showing an impressive operation involving the use of drones to capture a murder suspect considered armed and dangerous. The footage was recorded by the police equipment itself, which was sent inside the residence where the man was hiding. The goal was to prevent officers from having to enter the property directly without knowing exactly what they would find inside. The video shows the drone silently moving through the rooms of the house until it locates the suspect sleeping on a bed. At a certain point, the man wakes up startled as he notices the presence of the device flying inside the bedroom. Just a few seconds later, he reaches his hand under the pillow and pulls out a gun, even pointing it directly at the drone. The scene quickly sparked widespread reaction because many believe that if police had entered the room first without the aid of technology, the situation could have easily ended in a deadly exchange of gunfire. During a city administrative meeting, Shreveport Police Chief Wayne Smith emphasized that using the drone could easily have prevented deaths, not just of the officers, but also of the suspect himself. According to him, the technology quickly spotted that the man was carrying a weapon and gave the team enough time to set up a much safer approach before making the arrest. The suspect ended up surrendering without any shots being fired or anyone sustaining injuries. The footage got enormous attention online because it looked like something straight out of a movie or a police video game. The drone can move through the rooms of the house, locate the suspect who's hiding, and transmit everything in real time to the agents waiting outside. A lot of people praised the use of this technology for reducing the risk of direct confrontations in extremely dangerous operations. An absolutely stunning video captured by a drone showed the exact moment when Juan Carlos Laverde was brutally attacked by a massive alligator while swimming in Lake Tonlotosasa near the city of Tampa, Florida. The footage went viral across social media because it captured, from an aerial perspective, an extremely rare and truly terrifying scene, the instant when the enormous animal rapidly advanced toward the swimmer and initiated the attack in the middle of open water. Juan Carlos Laverde, who is a veteran of the United States Air Force, a firefighter, and a paramedic, was recording a promotional video for his outdoor adventure company called Defia X. While a colleague piloted the drone to capture the aerial footage, Laverde was swimming through the lake with no idea that an alligator measuring roughly 3.6 meters in length was rapidly approaching from beneath the water. According to reports, he did not see the animal coming and only realized what was happening when he felt the alligator's teeth sinking into his head and upper body. The footage recorded by the drone clearly shows the alligator advancing in a straight line toward the swimmer before the violent collision in the water. Just a few seconds later, the surface of the lake begins to churn intensely as Laverde fights desperately to escape the animal. The attack lasted only a few seconds, but it was extremely violent. The alligator managed to crush part of the victim's skull, break his jaw, and cause severe injuries to his face and chest. Even though he was seriously wounded, Laverde managed to react in an impressive way. In later interviews, he recounted that he placed his hands inside the alligator's mouth and tried to force its jaws open in order to escape. According to him, the animal seemed momentarily confused during the struggle, which allowed him to break free and swim rapidly toward a nearby pier. Laverde himself described the sensation of the attack as hitting a brick wall due to the absurd force of the bite. After managing to get out of the water, he received help from nearby residents and was rushed to the hospital. Doctors performed an emergency surgery that lasted around 6 hours to reconstruct part of the skull and jaw destroyed by the attack. He remained hospitalized for several days and had to wear a special helmet to protect the area around his head during recovery. A cameraman managed to capture a truly unbelievable moment during the eruption of the Fagradalsfjall volcano in Iceland, when his drone ended up colliding directly with the volcano while flying extremely close over the crater. The video, which was recorded on the 24th of May, 2021, quickly went viral across the internet because it provides an absolutely stunning and almost cinematic view of the glowing lava right before the equipment got completely swallowed up by the extreme heat of the location. The footage clearly shows the drone slowly approaching the opening of the volcano, while brilliant rivers of molten lava pour down the rocks all around it. At a certain point, the operator takes the equipment even closer to the eruption, which gives the viewer an incredibly rare glimpse inside the volcano while it is fully active. The drone then begins to fly through an area that is completely filled with smoke, hot gases, and volcanic particles until it eventually loses all control and plunges directly into the lava below. The video ends exactly at the instant when the camera makes contact with the glowing magma. The person responsible for capturing these incredible images was the filmmaker and drone pilot Bjorn Steinbeck, who had been documenting the Fagradalsfjall eruption ever since the volcano became active earlier that same year. According to him, the accident happened because of the extremely difficult conditions near the crater. The intense heat, combined with strong air currents and volcanic gases, ended up interfering with the stability of the drone until the equipment finally lost its lift. The case attracted an enormous amount of attention because the video offers a perspective that would be practically impossible for any human to capture without facing extreme risk of death. Thanks to the drone, it was possible to observe fantastic details of the lava bubbling inside the volcano, as well as the textures and movements of the molten rocks right up close to the camera. Many viewers compared the footage to scenes from science fiction movies or video games because of the surreal appearance of the eruption when seen from above. An absolutely breathtaking drone video ended up going viral after capturing an extremely rare and hypnotic ocean phenomenon forming near Manly Beach in Sydney, Australia. The footage was shot in April of 2026 by surf photographer Jamin Percy during a period of heavy swell hitting the Australian coast, with waves reaching roughly 2.5 meters in height. While filming the surfers in the rough sea, the operator noticed something unusual taking shape in the water, a massive spinning vortex similar to a tornado in the ocean. This phenomenon became known among surfers as a rip tornado, which is essentially a kind of rotating rip current created by the combination of extremely strong waves, powerful ocean currents, and narrow channels where water returns to the sea. The aerial images clearly show a gigantic spiral forming on the water's surface, creating a powerful and frightening whirlpool. What's most impressive is that, according to experts, this type of current can hardly be perceived by people who are on the beach looking from ground level. The drone was precisely what allowed the phenomenon to be perfectly visualized from above. Jamin Percy explained that he came across the vortex while capturing images of the large waves hitting Manly Beach that day. According to him, the phenomenon was invisible from the sand but extremely obvious when observed from above with the drone. The photographer described the scene as a true spectacle of nature and warned about the serious danger of rip currents, which can quickly pull swimmers out to the open sea or even drag them underwater, depending on their intensity. Don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this one.